Welcome to the show. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Had some technical difficulties, but we got them all sorted out. So let's go ahead and get started here. Need to go to CoinGecko. There we go. Cat sneezing here. All right, guys. We're down again today, down 1.3%. Overall market cap, 3.872 trillion. We want to get back up above 4. 24-hour volume, not too bad at 223 billion. Dominance slipped a little bit for Bitcoin and ETH, about the same place it's been. It's been between 12 and 13 for a while. Chain Opera AI still trending and Mantra still trending. Not sure about this yield basis. I don't know anything about it. And top gainers, Chain Opera AI leading the way here. Bitcoin right at $111,000. It's down 0.8% this hour, and it's down 0.5% for the 24 hours, 9.2 for the week. And for the last 30 days, we were negative 3.3%. In the top 10 non-stable coins, only BNB is up for the last 30 days. You got to go a ways down here to find any that are green. Leo token, it's an exchange token. Mantle, doing okay. Monero, doing okay. Okay. Ethereum coming in 39.97. It's actually up for the last 24 hours, but barely. BNB down to 1170. Solana at 198.34. Dogecoin at about 20 cents. 31 cents for Tron. 68 cents for Cardano. So there you go. Take a look at the biggest gainers of the day here. And that Chain Opera, man, is really coming out of nowhere, isn't it? Number 44 at the top 100 just showed up a few days ago, maybe a couple weeks. Take a look and see. It's not about 3.5 weeks. And man, if you had got that thing when it was 38 cents, is there more upside for it? I don't know enough about it to tell you if there is, but after this parabolic wick right here, it still has ground to cover to get back to that high. So, all right. Monero. I think Monero is pumping because of Zcash. Just privacy coins doing okay. You know, Aster still waiting on his 30-day number. And look at Xmatic, POL coin. After they changed the name, it's just like disappeared off the face of the earth, hasn't it? Litecoin at 31. Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of people in here that are commenting like there's no alt season, that there's 4-year cycle, it's time to go down now. I don't think so. I don't believe that's true, actually. I'm a firm believer that we are going to get another high. How high is it going to go? That's another question. I think the more important question is, how is it going to get there? We need to put a lot more liquidity into crypto right now to see these numbers continue to go up. But we have that with all the institutions. They're here. They provide the liquidity. So, but not every coin goes up. Let's comment here. All season happened early. It had happened earlier each cycle. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that really firmly believe that we have another run up. Do I still have faith in Ondo and ICP? Well, ICP's fallen a lot. So, but Ondo, yes, Ondo definitely is right on the front of that institutional wave. So, all right. let's check out what's going on with Bitcoin. Let me get rid of all my drawings here. Okay. Right now it's at 110.7. Phew. May take a long off there, maybe. Yeah, I feel like it's going to jump here a little bit. I am going to take a little long out. Set it at 10. Good. Okay. Okay. All right. You guys can trade Phemex, by the way. We have the Phemex trading competition. We got just 1 month left. So we've been doing it for a month. We got 1 more month. You can join. Got the links down below in the description. And come trade with us on Phemex. It's fun. But yeah, back to this. I mean, right now we're at a place where we had 3 stops in a row. Crashed through it a little bit, but came back up. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with this candle going forward here. Okay. Crypto crash unlikely to have derailed October, analysts say. Crypto markets rebounded to $4 trillion after the largest liquidation event in history as analysts maintained bullish October forecast, citing structural factors. The crypto markets are still on track for a bullish October despite a major liquidation event last week. We've compared it to other black swan events in crypto. After the largest liquidation in crypto history, I expect October to be deep in the red. However, Melker said the markets are still holding on, which honestly feels like a small miracle, adding that I don't think we're entering a bear market. I feel the exact same way. Crypto market capitalization rebounded to reclaim $4 trillion. It's back below it now. It's since cooled off as Bitcoin failed to build momentum. Retreated below 111,000 again. That's where it is right now. Melker adds that this wasn't 2017 or 2021 when there were major external influences such as ICO mania, China mining ban, or FTX. What happened last week was purely structural, the kind of event that forces everyone to stop, reprice risk, and rethink what's actually possible and broken in the market. Near-term volatility is to be expected. This guy said, following last weekend's aggressive deleveraging, sentiment in the crypto market is yet to fully recover, and overall risk appetite remains subdued. Price action is relatively sensitive to headline-driven catalysts. Seasonal influences remain relevant. October, it continues to be something. Right now, it's at down 0.6%, but we still have a lot of positive to go, I believe, the last 2 weeks. We're going to talk about gold in a little bit. Investors aren't panicking, they're reallocating. And if gold can rally that hard, imagine what happens when capital starts rotating back into Bitcoin. The trade tariff scare that contributed to the weekend crash appears to have been waning, as a White House official confirmed. President Trump and President Xi of China are scheduled to meet to discuss trade. Trade conflict is not a zero-sum game. Both parties ultimately seek larger share of the gain, suggesting that eventual outcome is likely to be more moderate than current sentiment implies. So there you go. There you go. Coinbase invested in an Indian crypto exchange, Coin DCX, at a $2.45 billion valuation. Ask what was the name of that project? Ask WazirX. Ask Binance how WazirX is doing for it. They added an Indian crypto exchange and basically destroyed it at Binance. BitMine chair Tom Lee and BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes are holding strong on their prediction that Ether will hit $10,000 this year, despite the recent crypto crash, there being less than 3 months left on the clock. For Ethereum, somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000, Lee said on the Bankless podcast on Tuesday when asked where he sees cryptocurrency price going by the end of the year. Hayes, who also appeared on the same podcast episode, said he is going to stay consistent with his $10,000 prediction by the end of the year. Lee emphasized that a significant rally like this wouldn't signal excessive market froth either. Ether has largely been consolidating within a range since it hit an all-time high of 48.78 in 2021. Ethereum has basically been basing for 4 years now. Just broke out of the range, so to me, it wouldn't be a blow off top, but rather seeking essential price discovery at a new level. I keep in mind, this guy owns more Ethereum than anybody pretty much. They have, I think it's 3% of the supply. He is the Michael Saylor of Ethereum. So he's going to tell you everything bullish about it because he's got all his money in it. So you do have to keep that in mind when you read stories like that. U.S. government could add $14 billion to crypto reserves as part of forfeiture case. So let's read about that scandal. Here it is, guys. Here we go. Fed sees $15 billion in crypto from pig butchering scheme involving forced labor camps. So look at all those phones and iPads. Crazy how many they've got there. And they're all hooked up with bots running on them 24/7. And these are ultimately ran apparently by slaves, basically forced labor. Federal prosecutor sees $15 billion in crypto from an investment scheme known as pig butchering. They allege emanated from forced labor camps in Cambodia. Justice Department said it's the largest forfeiture action in its history. Wow. Prosecutors unsealed an indictment Tuesday charging Chen Zi, a Chinese immigrant, I'm not sure, who holds several passports and built the Cambodian-based Prince Group, one of the country's largest conglomerates, charging him with money laundering conspiracy and wire fraud conspiracy. They've not captured him. He is at large. In a related action, the Treasury Department sanctioned dozens of affiliates of the Prince Group and designated them as criminal organizations. Crackdown comes as investment scams known as pig butchering, named for the practice of fattening up prey before the slaughter, have been on the rise, costing Americans millions of dollars. So basically what that means is they're making sure they're giving these people some money. They usually let you withdraw once. So you say, oh, everything's safe here, and then you put all your money in, and that's how they get it all. Mostly targeted at older folks, obviously, but, we'll see what their technique was here in just a second. It's when you're probably going to recognize you've been in crypto at all. Prosecutors allege Chen turned the Prince Group into one of the largest transnational criminal organizations in Asia. Authorities say Chen and others used the stolen money to buy yachts, private jets, and a Picasso painting through a New York auction house. They seized 127,000 Bitcoin worth $15 billion. Wow. Christopher Wray, the assistant director in charge of the FBI's New York field office, told CNN it's one of the largest pig butchering schemes they've investigated. Schemes are rampant, and the FBI is focused on the biggest cases. It's kind of like jaywalking. And authorities can't arrest their way out of the problem. The FBI is focusing on the biggest cases, he said. Cut off the head of the snake. The FBI was investigating another money laundering network in Brooklyn when they discovered this. Chen and others allegedly operate at least 10 forced labor camps across Cambodia since 2015 to engage in cryptocurrency investment schemes. Not a place you think, Cambodia, Pakistan, India. We think a lot of scams are over there, but Cambodia also not to be reckoned with here. Authorities allege they laundered criminal proceeds through the businesses and paid bribes to government officials to stay ahead of criminal organizations. They're these places where they're doing all the scams. They're basically a prison, high walls and barbed wire. Two facilities were staffed with 1,250 mobile phones that controlled 76,000 accounts on social media platforms, according to the indictment. Wow. Authorities allege, as a part of the scheme, people were contacted on messaging apps and social media, sometimes feigning to have the wrong number. And that's what I was talking about. You guys ever got that one? Hey, is this still such and such account? Or something to that effect. And then you respond and you're like, no, who are you looking for? And then they just start a conversation with you. Just a way to get their foot in the door. I thought this was interesting. The workers were providing instructions on how to build rapport with future victims by including a direction to use profile photos of women who were not too beautiful, so the accounts would appear genuine, according to the indictment. The relationship would usually continue for weeks until the victim was invited to participate in an investment and then transferred money through virtual currencies. At other times, the indictment alleges perpetrators claimed emergencies or sought money through romance scams. Once the victim transferred the money, authorities alleged the scammers would claim the money was invested and show the victim fake profits to encourage them to invest further. Ultimately, once the money was stolen, the perpetrators would cut off all contact, of course. They're earning $30 million a day for fraudulent schemes in 2018. They allegedly used physical violence at the camps to keep the laborers in check. I mean, man, it sounds stressful. They bribed public officials. They paid bought a yacht for a senior official of the government, $3 million. $15 billion crypto seizure far exceeds a $225 million seizure that the Justice Department announced in June and called a record then. Which I am a little confused about, because I could have sworn we had bigger ones than that. Wonder how much money the guy, old Bitcoin Jimmy, made. He stole. God, maybe that was only 50 million. Wow. Last year, one American man in his 80s who took his own life after losing all his savings to scammers. Yeah. Gotta be careful out there. Gold futures break $4,200 as an all-time record. Its crypto outflows hit record levels. Gold hit a new record high Tuesday while billions exited into major crypto exchanges. Futures briefly cost $4,200 per ounce. It's more than the price of Ethereum right now. First time in history, gold has crossed. We just called it an all-time high. The gold has crossed the mark, noting that the asset is up nearly 60% in 2025 alone. The move came as CoinGlass data showed over $21 billion in outflows from Binance and continued withdrawals across other top exchanges. Less than a week after crypto markets crashed in what's now dubbed as the latest Black Friday. People are scared. They're taking their money off exchanges right now. I think Phemex is fine. So I have not. I just keep my trading money on there. And prices, crypto ETF reverse following suit. Analysts observe the divergence between gold and crypto as a shift in risk appetite. Gold's record highs signals acute risk aversion amid trade turmoil. So today at 2 p.m., there's something called the Beige Book. It's Fed's Regional Economic Survey. It comes out today at 2. I think there might be a speech today or something. That guy, Jerome Powell, he talks all the time. Just talks all the time. Still, the parallel between gold's surge and the crypto market's downturn does not mean capital abandoning crypto permanently. Capital to seek temporary shelter. Historically, when traders look out for potential tightening or hawkish commentary, liquidity migrates from high beta assets like gold towards non-yielding stores of value such as gold and short-term treasuries. Did our trade ever get filled? It did. We're up $30. Such a pattern fits the playbook of a tactical repositioning to preserve liquidity until such time macro picture becomes clearer. Donald Trump's executive order on crypto and 401ks just inches from the finish line. In a bid to supercharge the retirement plan of American citizens, the Republican congressman wants to give them access to Bitcoin, crypto, and other alternative investments. Congressman Trey Downing introduced the Retirement Investment Choice Act, which, if passed, would legally codify Donald Trump's executive order on crypto and 401ks. In a statement shared with Politico, Downing said the bill would set the stage for retirement plans to place alternative investments like crypto, private equity, and real estate on their balance sheets. So, such consistent inflows potentially could help stabilize price floors and reduce volatility. So 401k is typically split evenly between stocks and bonds. Want to make now crypto a part of that. Analyst says White House top officials may have shared secret data with crypto traders. So basically, there was, we all know, this big trade that was opened up right before everything crashed. And this guy claims he's an insider and has been speaking with somebody on this whole thing. After posting the White House pictures, I've been contacted by various entities, and after further researching, I decided to compress everything into a new post. It appears that some of the privilege info obtained by parts of the hyperliquid whales shorting before the announcement came by tracking an insider ring of crypto traders inside the White House. I tracked the ring inside the White House. Okay. Who did the owner of the wallet track and got the info for the post from? I'm researching that cluster since they became active. It linked to Bit4X in early mining. Transaction is clear based on privileged information, but there's a method those guys are using here that makes it unlinkable with the White House. Not saying that it's wrong, but you took the completely wrong person. There are two potential sources on how he got the alpha. Leakage from CCP, foreign policy body, crypto insider trading ring that's still running full steam in the White House. So he's claiming that there is actually like a real insider trading ring that is done, not necessarily, they don't accuse Trump or his sons here, but somebody else maybe on the staff is where a lot of this seems to come from. So there you go. Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade goes live on Sepolia ahead of December mainnet launch. These pictures are trying to turn Ethan into a Venom for Spider-Man. I tell you what. Fusaka upgrade has been activated on Sepolia testnet, marking the next major step in network's ongoing push to improve scalability. So you guys can read this one on your own if you want to find it. Most people are probably not interested in this, but just know it's another upgrade. And there is one thing in here, this right here, which is kind of good. It shows the most important upgrades. Amsterdam, end of 2026. Osaka this year. But this is Fusaka. It must be a minor one, must not be a big one. CZ insists that there was nothing but protecting users that happened the other day. Some people are blaming Binance after the flash crash without any evidence, really just, saying that this is what they do, is they mess stuff up and then fix it and then become the heroes. I don't think that's true on this thing. So But what do you guys think? Drop your comments in the chat. Appreciate you guys. That's all we got for today. Be blessed.